All right, welcome to it. Altitude After Dark, our first weeknight version of this bad boy. What's up, Coach? What do you got going on there, Coach? I love it, man. What do we got there? It looks like a
It's the Bear
cow.
Republic, man. Native California.
Cali.
Yeah, Cali guy.
Cali looks good. You look comfortable. You look like fall.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's kind of. Got my
Yeah,
windows
man.
open right here. Got
Yeah, you
the
look good.
little fall vibes, man.
Yeah, man. I got some Darren Rizzi to play for you from
Oh, big
today.
Darren Rizzi guy.
Yeah. The Bills Dolphins game is about to go to the Bills, but I tell you what, the Dolphins have had a great battle,
Yeah.
and Tua threw a late interception with about 3 minutes to go, but he had been clean. He had a clean sheet and played well. And the Bills missed a field goal. Our guy Matt Prater got one a little crooked.
So DMac, are we going? Are we giving Tua Tagovailoa the Alexander Georgiev treatment, where we're now referring to non-interception games as a clean sheet? We're going clean sheet now, huh?
That's a good memory right there, man.
Yeah,
Georgie, you know where Georgie is right now? You know what team he went to?
Yeah, he ended up.
Come on now.
Not Chicago.
Nope.
Go ahead.
I mean, there's some irony with what's going on tonight.
Oh, the Sabres.
He's with the Sabres.
Of course, he's with the Sabres, man.
Yeah, that was my
dreams go to die.
Yeah, that was. I worked for the Buffalo Sabres for a year.
Neat franchise.
It was an interesting year. It was a year where I was hired by the president, this guy Larry. Larry ends up getting fired. One of the Knox owners, who was in his 90s, dies during the season. It goes to this cable group guys who ended up being total crooks and ended up going to jail.
Because they were the team?
Yeah. Oh gosh, what were their names? Gosh darn, I forget. You can look it up though. But
so Larry wasn't the cable.
Larry Quinn. No, Larry was Larry Quinn. He was not the cable guy. But I had a good relationship with him, and he hired me to do. It was really interesting because the TV play-by-play guy, Rick Jenneret, he was so well known and loved in Buffalo. He was a radio guy, but they put him on kind of like Altitude TV. It was called Empire Sports, but I mean the same sort of concept. And they just simulcast the game, the TV calls on radio, and he just called the TV games like it was radio. So even though you could see it on TV, he didn't care. He wouldn't shut up. He would just describe every single thing, as if it was a radio broadcast. So they needed somebody to take it in. So we would just pot up the TV. So we would, sometimes I would have to take it into the game. I'd have to time things out on TV, intermissions, post-game show. And for the non-televised games, I would produce and host the radio broadcast. So I did that for a year. And then Rich Jenneret wanted his son to be hired. So I got Nepo fired.
Oh, Nepo baby, huh?
I got Nepo babied canned. I got Nepo'd.
Yep.
Yeah. So that kind of sucked, but whatever. But there we are. We are here.
What's the non-related to, but related to from a Saints franchise perspective called?
Say that again?
When you're not actually related to somebody, like nepotism.
Yeah.
But your relation to that person is because you share the Saints organization with that person. What's that called? What's that called, Darren?
Well, we could have a variety of things. We could have Rizzied. We could have Lutsies.
Yes.
Rizzy may be the best one.
What about Westoff? He was a Saint. He was a part of the Saint Mafia.
Yeah, I get it, but I don't know if anybody deserved the label as much as Darren Rizzi, who Westy's not here anymore, bro.
How about Lombardi? Is Lombardi get?
He's pretty good. He's a good one.
He's in there pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're talking about this play right here, basically, and it's so ticky tack. But whatever. It's a penalty. Mike. It's ticky tack. Come on.
Okay.
It's a penalty, but it's still ticky tack. That barely gets.
Why put yourself in that situation, Darren?
Hey, did you read the article in the Indy Star Gazette Times, whatever it is, the Indy paper?
No.
They took a victory lap. Their special teams guy was like, we knew it. We know Rizzy likes to take chances.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh, you should read the article.
Okay, so very interesting.
Yeah.
So tonight, CBS Football Blitz recording.
Yeah.
Romy Bean and Benny Fowler joined us tonight.
And
Benny was a lot of fun to talk to. I didn't know this about Benny. Benny played special teams for Darren Rizzi.
Oh, that's interesting.
And obviously played for Sean Payton as well in New Orleans.
Yeah. Caught Peyton Manning's last pass ever.
Benny Fowler very much took the side of Darren Rizzi and said that Darren Rizzi, in fact, is the non-risk taker.
Okay.
And that Sean Payton is the ultimate risk taker.
Yes.
And he said that Sean called it. I go, hey man, I've been around football for a long time on the coaching side. Play callers with massive play sheets that actually have addendums added to those massive play sheets.
Yeah.
Do you think that Sean Payton knows every single one of the field goal blocks that are in for the week?
Yes.
I don't think he does.
I think he does.
No way. That's bullcrap. I've been around some very intelligent football coaches.
I bet he does. I think he told you don't need to know every single one. You need to know the one that you call to listen. Sean went on. I'll tell you what.
The head coach in any situation I've been around doesn't call the special teams unless they're John Harbaugh, who was a special teams coordinator.
I'll tell you why. Because he got burned years ago by Justin Simmons jumping over the line when he was coaching for the Saints against the Broncos. He got burned by that. They have a call. They don't. Well, let me play Rizzy's explanation on the whole thing, okay? And but I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. When Sean talked about it, okay, when he talked about it after the game and on Monday, he referenced Justin Simmons. He was very specific about this guy was supposed to be in instead of this guy. And this is the same guy who called a pass play on 4th and 8 when a little punty do would do you just fine. This is the same thing, coacher. He had a play. And it's a shiny new toy, and he loves it. And they had, let me play Rizzy, okay? I got 2 cuts from Rizzy. And then we can talk about it. But here's the first.
But from a coaching standpoint, the thing that's disappointing to me is the execution part. That's on me. As a coach, any coach, if you go out, we're not lined up correctly, and we didn't execute the call that was called. And so, that's what keeps you up at night as a coach. So as far as the penalty goes, listen, the leveraging call, was it letter of the law, a foul? Yes. Are there many of those throughout the year that don't get called? Yes. So I get it. I guess probably because the play was in an escalated situation. But again, we'll learn from it, move on. And again, like I said, I know Sean's covered a lot of it, so I'm not going to double, reiterate all the things he said.
Okay, buddy. That's Sean Payton calling it, bro.
That's what Benny Fowler said, man.
Yeah, of course.
I like that. That is mind blowing to me that Sean Payton, who maybe a week ago looked like calling an offense looked a little overwhelming for him in his current situation. And now all of a sudden he's calling an entire offense plus making the special teams play calls.
Yeah. Well, check this out. So this story from the Indy paper is very important. By the way, Matt Prater, who's not going to be on the Bills, I don't know what he just banged home a 48-yarder to give them a 10-point lead with 30 seconds to go. So the Bills, good battle by the Dolphins tonight, but Bills.
What's the matter with Prater? He's going to get cut, you said?
Well, Bass is just injured. I mean,
that's right. Yeah.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Prater was here a few years ago, right?
Oh yeah, a few years. He started his whole career here.
I was too busy trying to get a first down at Western Kentucky, man.
Dude, Prater has the most infamous training camp story of all time when he picked up a stripper from Shotgun Willie's.
Oh, wow.
It took her to a hotel, banged into a truck after having a couple of boozies.
Whoa.
Some guards at 2:00 in the morning from IKEA, they were building the IKEA, saw him. He scampered away to a different hotel, leaving the stripper in the lobby. And when the cops showed up, she goes, I don't know, his name was Matty P. She didn't even know who he was and on the Bills. He didn't take his car to the other hotel. He just ran to the other hotel. The cops saw his ID badge from the Broncos, like his tag for a parking tag. Matt Prater, they just walked to the other hotel. They banged on the door. He begged them not to, arrest him because he was going to lose his job. I mean, this was one of the craziest training camp stories of all time. Now, there's a sadder end to this. He did have a drinking problem at the time. He did. And he got himself straightened out and it went on to have a lengthy career. But don't forget where Prater was a star for the Broncos, too. In Tebow's year, he was the one that banged home like a 58-yarder when Marion Barber went out of bounds for some strange reason and was making these huge field goals. Tebow's year, coacher, left and right when they were winning all these games.
How about so that's the same. That's where John Morant also wielded a gun, correct?
That's where John Morant was, and that's where our receiver from the Lions, Reynolds, was mistaken. It was mistaken identity, and that's what got him shot at. He didn't do anything wrong. The gangbangers thought he was just a different guy.
So what you're telling me, DMac,
Shotgun Willie's, dude. So if you're not been there,
a great life decision to go and frequent said establishment.
Shotgun Willie's is kind of an institution in Glendale. I mean, it has been there.
I remember old Altitude Studio there in the Galleria. You can actually see it.
Close to it. It was right down the street. Yeah.
I remember because candidly, I've lived in Colorado now for almost 4 years.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I have never seen even the state of Colorado does a nice job of not having its gentlemen clubs in open view, right? I'd never seen a gentleman's club in the state of Colorado.
Oh, that's too. I bet you have, and you just didn't even know it.
Okay, there's the one that's apparently not a real one, but it's on Pearl Street in Boulder. It's kind of
don't know that one. Do not know that one.
It's apparently it's not really. It's cabaret. It's whatever.
Well, you're giving me something to check out over Parents' Weekend this weekend.
You wouldn't be the first or the last parent that does that.
We were just going to go to Pasta J's, but I
highly recommend going and see my guy Jay Alowski as one of my favorite guys that I've worked with in coaching.
Is he the best?
Phil McGagan, who I just ran into tonight. He was a former Denver Bronco receiver. He was hanging out with Jake Plummer. We hung out a little bit tonight at the recording of that show with Romy.
There you go.
Penny Fowler. He used to call Jay Alowski. He said, Pasta J's is the finest Polish, Italian, American cuisine you'll ever find.
It's legendary, buddy. Legendary. All right, let me get to this second Rizzy cut. And you just got to understand the Colts story. So this was a question about, hey, what about this story? Because the Colts story is they figured it all out. Yeah. This offensive lineman barely played. He took a different approach. He lifted his left hand. He didn't they recognized DeAndre Tillman on purpose. It's definitely like a victory lap. But here's Rizzy, and listen carefully to his answer because it gives some insight to what Sean Payton was doing.
What do you say? Yeah, listen, Brian Mason's a great young coach. I think Brian Mason's going to have a great career in this league. And so I respect Brian. No one self-scouts more than us. We know our tendencies. I would say this to you, the call we were supposed to run, we've never, ever run before, ever. So I would have to say that would be coach speak a little bit. We've probably, in my 17 years in the league, we've probably run about 80 different field goal blocks. And we ran the call incorrectly. So to say that, I would have to kind of say that's some coach speak there. But again, I got a lot of respect for Brian. He does a heck of a job. He's done a great job in college and a great job at the Colts. And so, but I'm very, very confident that our tendencies, we don't have that many. And that play that we were supposed to run had never been run before. So,
okay, coach. A couple things here. First of all, he's basically telling the indie guys, calm down. You got lucky. That's what he's saying. We just didn't execute it. And he's also saying, we've never called that before. So do you think Darren Rizzi, coacher, is going to call something they have never called before without Sean Payton putting his finger on it?
Negative, Ghost Rider.
What's that?
Negative. He's not going to call it.
Right. That to me was the biggest.
So did Sean just drop up in the dirt on the sideline?
No, they had it. They probably barely practiced.
You guys don't understand, man. You don't understand the bandwidth, both mentally, hours-wise, to put together an offensive game plan that you're calling does not allow you to scheme up a field goal block when you're getting ready to play the Indianapolis Colts. Unless he drew it up in the dirt on the sideline. I'm telling you, Darren.
All right, well, whatever. Wait, hold on. They could have drawn it up somewhere during training camp.
Training camp, maybe, yeah. Training camp, yeah.
I mean, how many field goal blocks you got? 4 or 5? Seriously, dude.
I've always been around, like, there's usually a main 3. It's kind of
like, right.
Yeah, and honestly, it's really about where the block point is. That's what it is. It's not really like there's not a lot you can do schematically.
You want to talk about overcoaching, though, bro. You want to talk about overcoaching. This is, well, by the way, this is total Slim Shawnee. This is Slim Shady Shawnee right here. Because basically, this is a very risky play. Yeah. And if you're going to take that kind of chance, Mike, that's got to be a chip shot. That's got to be nothing. My only small sliver of understanding, if this is indeed a Sean Payton decision, is middle block to try to get some verticality, knowing that this is a Spencer Schroeder, whatever, that had never kicked a 60-yard field goal in a game, that he's probably going to have a low trajectory and kind of pull out his 2-iron. Therefore, so Sean could have said, hey, man, young kicker, he's going to probably drive it. Let's get a fingertip on it. And that could have been, I don't know if Sean Payton's a big golfer, okay? But I'll say this. I spent a lot of time coaching under somebody who does a lot of golf and not a lot of coaching, not a lot of recruiting. Okay.
That guy's Brian Kelly.
Okay.
And he likened almost everything in football to a golf shot.
Okay.
And he's like, you know what? I'm going to tell you this. All right. This is more of like a 2-iron. Like we just need to get a little middle put. Like I could see Sean Payton doing something like that. If he's a golfer, he's thinking in terms of, trajectories and degrees of the wedges he's using and the irons. Man, Benny Fowler was very hell-bent on the fact that Darren Rizzi would not have called that.
Of course not. He's not going to call a block that's never been called before, especially.
We've let you and I have officially let Darren Rizzi off the hook.
Yes. I mean,
I was pretty hard on him, man.
This has Sean Payton's fingerprints all over it. It is overcoaching. This is the one thing that Sean does. He overcoaches. Ain't no doubt about it. I appreciate that he really thinks deeply about all situations. But my biggest criticism of Sean Payton, overcoaching.
Yeah.
Way overcoaching. And this is a great example of it. And if you look at the 4 previous field goal blocks attempts that Schrader hit, the Broncos were in completely different alignment. Right. They had never done this before. So not only are you doing the riskiest block that you have, but you're counting on your guys to execute something that you barely have ever worked on and have never used in a game. And that's what you're going to do when the game's on the line. That is stupid, coach. That is stupid. And by the way, that's like, hey, Steph Curry, we're down 2. Steph Curry's 37 feet away. Let's send 2 guys at him.
Go blitz him.
No, you put your hands up. If he hits the fucking shot, so be it. Yeah. He hit the 40-footer, and what are you going to do, Dame Lillard? That's the way it goes. Can you imagine fouling Steph Curry, sending 2 guys at him, or you put a guy on Steph Curry who's never guarded Steph Curry before? It's moronical.
It is.
And you lost a game because of it. So yes, Rizzi is off the hook to me because Sean called that bad boy. And
what games do you think Sean has cost this team and that you can remember?
Well, that's one. I think the Kansas City game actually was on Westhoff and
Kalika.
And yeah, because what's his face? Forsyth was getting continually blown up. Like he was getting blown up like a little bit more on every kick in that game. that actually was happening.
Yeah.
If you were doing any kind of self-scouting, if you were any good at all,
Right.
you would have seen that.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to put that on Sean. I mean, what the hell do we have special team coaches for if it's not to figure out shit like that?
What about Sean Payton, year one, New England Patriots at home with a chance to play in the playoffs?
Ooh, you got to refresh my memory. You got a better memory.
It was. I thought it was the Russell Wilson sabotage tour.
Oh yeah. With 3 games to go.
Yeah. It felt like
yes.
It felt like there was Russ was actually playing pretty decent.
Yeah, they were on a run. They needed to win that game, and New England was terrible.
Terrible.
Ooh, that might have been a little sabotage there. You might be right.
That was a little slim shiny.
That's a little slim shiny, yeah. Yeah.
What do you think about the run? What about the run the ball edition one in San Diego, or excuse me, at LA a year ago, last season? Where he ran the ball. Remember, Estime was cooking in the first half.
Yeah.
Stats were really good. He had the sheet on his call sheet on a prime time game. It said,
run the ball.
Exclamation points.
Do you think he wrote that on the sheet to be seen by the cameras?
100%. And then guess what? He didn't do the entire second half that had worked all first half. He didn't run the ball.
That's good.